Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. The reigning national champions will begin their title defense in Atlanta as number 11 Oregon takes on number 3 Georgia. A game that is huge for so many different reasons, has so many big-time storylines, all of which we are here to break down today. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys, ready to break down and predict this big-time matchup between the Ducks and the reigning national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Make sure to go sign up for those today, guys. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country, beating out over 80% of the national analysts each of the last 7 years. Make sure to take advantage of that, guys, to make sure you win this season. Also, make sure to go sign up for our free Discord server so you can talk college football with us anytime, any place. Become a part of our GE Nation, guys, by signing up for all those things down in the description below. So you take a look at this matchup, guys. This is the big marquee matchup of Week 1. You know, I would say that the top 2 games are this one and Notre Dame, Ohio State. These are the ones that most of the nation's going to have their eyes on Saturday. You take a look at Oregon, a team that went 10-4 last year, but going through a lot of changes. You know, this is an Oregon team that towards the end of the season was in contention for the playoff. They were 9-1 and then finished the year at 1-3 with 2 blowout losses to Utah. So disappointing finish for Oregon. Mario Cristobal jumps ship, goes to Miami. In comes Dan Lanning to Oregon. He is the new head coach for the Ducks. Young head coach, brilliant defensive mind. How brilliant? Well, he was the one that helped lead Georgia to that national championship last year. Dan Lanning was the DC for Georgia. Again, that Georgia team that had the best defense in the country. Let's keep that in mind. So interesting storyline there. Lanning facing off against his former team in the very first game of the season. Georgia, obviously the reigning national champions, 14-1. Lone loss coming to Alabama in the SEC championship game, but they won the game that mattered the most, getting the revenge over the Crimson Tide in that national title game. So big-time stakes here, guys. Big-time playoff implications for both of these teams. Resume-boosting victories for both of these teams. Who's going to come out victorious, and how are they going to do it? We take a look at the offense. Oregon, we'll start with them, the designated road team. They weren't too great offensively last year, just ranked 50th overall and 76th when it came to their passing offense. Anthony Brown clearly was not the answer for the Ducks. But obviously, new quarterback, new coaches, right? Dan Lanning went out there, hired new offensive coordinator Kenny Dillingham in as his offensive coordinator. Why is that a big deal? Well, because the Ducks quarterback this year is going to be Bo Nix. Bo Nix transferring to Oregon from Auburn. In 2019, Dillingham was Bo Nix's offensive coordinator at Auburn. 2019, Bo Nix won SEC Freshman of the Year. Arguably the best season of his career came as Dillingham was his offensive coordinator. So that's a huge relationship there and a huge benefit, not just to Bo Nix, but to the Oregon offense as a whole. We expect the Oregon offense to be much more aggressive, taking more shots downfield, faster, and definitely more explosive than we saw last year. So all of that should really improve this Oregon offense that, again, returns their entire offensive line as well. So better quarterback play, solid offensive line, more aggressive, more electric. Oregon's numbers should drastically improve and could test this Georgia defense, which we'll talk about here shortly. You take a look at the Georgia offense, though. You know, everybody focused so much on Georgia's defense last year, which was phenomenal. We kind of, forgot to talk about the Bulldogs offense that was still a top 30 unit, 26th ranked offense in the country, and now they return so many starters and could be even better than they were last year. Stetson Bennett returns. You love him or hate him, he still was the MVP in the national championship and helped Georgia get there. Threw for over 2,800 yards and 29 touchdowns in 2021. Yes, they lose a handful of running backs, but Kendall Milton is in to carry the load. Kenny McIntosh is also there. The pass-catching core, extremely solid, especially with arguably the best tight end in the country in Brock Bowers. The offensive line, once again, very, very loaded. And this is an offense that, again, as we just mentioned, has the potential to be even better than they were in 2021. And that's extremely scary to think about, and extremely scary if you're Dan Lanning in Oregon, whose defense has to try to stop this Georgia offense. When you look at Oregon's defense, guys, it wasn't fantastic either. They were kind of mediocre, 72nd nationally on defense last year. I'm here to tell you that under Lanning's leadership, they're going to improve, especially if they can stay healthy. because the front seven is loaded. The front seven is very, very, very talented for Oregon this year. Brandon Dorlus leading the way up front on that defensive line. Huge player there. Then you have Noah Sewell, the leading tackler for Oregon last year, in at the linebacking core. And hopefully Justin Flo at linebacker has battled injuries during his time with the Ducks. If he and Sewell are there together and they can stay healthy, they will make up not just one of the best linebacking duos in the Pac-12, but one of the best linebacking duos in the country. So huge storyline there. But again, that front seven for Oregon is elite. The secondary should be pretty solid, but if you were looking for one weak point on Oregon's defense, it's going to come in the secondary, and it's one that's going to have to be ready to go because Stetson Bennett has proven that he can win. Stetson Bennett has proven he's no longer a pushover and that he will be able to exploit pretty much any secondary that is thrown at him. So Oregon has to be prepared for that. It'll be interesting to see, though, how well Oregon's front seven is able to contain the Georgia run game and if they can get any pressure on Stetson Bennett early in this game. You take a look at Georgia's defense. That's the one we want to talk about, right? Georgia's defense was phenomenal last year. The #1 scoring defense in the country, allowing just 10.2 points per game. They had the #2 overall defense when it came to yards per game, falling second only behind Wisconsin. They held 8 of their opponents to a touchdown or less. Phenomenal. Unbelievable. Maybe the best defense we will ever see in college football. But now they lose 8 starters from that defense. 8 players from that defense are gone and off to the NFL. Shows you how well Kirby Smart has done with this team, right? But that's a huge loss. And it's going to be very tough to replace, especially in week 1 against a quality opponent. They still have some talent, though. You've got guys like Jalen Carter on the defensive line. You got Nolan Smith at linebacker. Those 2 guys are veterans and are going to lead the way for this Georgia defense. But there are a lot of key new pieces, young pieces especially, that Georgia's going to have to replace defensively. And it could take a little while in this game for them to fully start clicking and fully get going. So what's going to happen in Atlanta, guys? I mean, again, an elite matchup here, #3 and #11. So you have a top 5 matchup in Notre Dame, Ohio State. You've got nearly another top 10 matchup between Oregon and Georgia in Atlanta. Again, a game that has major playoff implications for Oregon. It's big for them because this is like their Ohio State, right? Last year, the Ducks came on the road to Columbus, beat Ohio State, catapulted them high up in the rankings, and had them in the playoff hunt all the way till season's end. Same for Georgia. You know, obviously they play in the SEC. You win the SEC, you're going to the playoff, assuming you're a one-loss or undefeated team. But getting a win over a top 12 team right off the bat on a neutral site looks really, really good for the Bulldogs. So huge for the resumes, huge for the playoff picture, and it's only week 1. That's how fun and exciting this game is going to be. But ultimately, guys, no one's giving Oregon a fighting chance in this game. It's the reigning champs. The defense is still going to be good. It's in Atlanta. It's right in Georgia's backyard. No one's giving them a fighting chance. I'm here to tell you that I believe that Dan Lanning keeps this game close. I don't think Oregon's going to walk in there, roll over, and get blown out. I don't think that's going to happen. Because I do think it's going to take time, like we mentioned, for Georgia's defense to settle down, figure themselves out. So if Oregon's offense does come out there and start hot, they could score a quick 7, 10, maybe 14 points. And it's going to be a dogfight. But ultimately, guys, while I think this game is close heading into halftime, maybe close entering the third quarter, the third quarter is where things will begin to unravel. Bo Nix and Oregon will commit a very costly turnover in what might be a close game in the third quarter. That turnover will shift all the momentum to Georgia's side, and that is when the Bulldogs will start to pull away. The Ducks commit a costly turnover again in the second half. Georgia takes advantage of that, scores, pulls away, and the Dogs win by at least 10 points. But the game will be a little bit closer, a little bit more competitive than people think, but ultimately the reigning national champions will once again win the season opener, start 1-0, and this, guys, might be their toughest test of the regular season, which means another playoff berth for the Bulldogs could be inevitable. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Make sure to take advantage of those. Make sure to sign up for our Discord server to talk college football with us year-round, 24/7, 365. Again, guys, we want you to become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.